basically, Tableau is a reporting tool, and it's a data. So we have different products in Tableau. Majorly, we are going to work on Tableau Desktop, server.
I didn't spell it right. I when I sent you a message earlier on, I didn't even spell the Tableau right. So Tableau, I said Pablo.
Tableau, yes.
Yeah, I made a mistake. Instead of me saying Tableau, I spelled it as Pablo. It's okay.
Tableau public. Tableau reader. So basically, we are going to work majorly on top of Tableau Desktop, which is purely for development.
Okay.
And we are going to publish those reports or dashboards into server, so that even like, as you know, like server point of view, the users and even the developers can visualize or view those reports or dashboards. And even we can also modify those changes in Tableau server, as that flexibility we do have. But we'll go through most of the part, like purely for development, we are going to use Tableau Desktop. And the prerequisite for Tableau, right? Prerequisite for Tableau is like we should know some basic database knowledge. So I'm going to teach data warehouse.
Awesome.
From scratch. Like, I mean, so the data warehouse concepts, like we do have OLT position.
Yeah, your microphone keeps on going out. I guess I have some interference when you're talking.
Is that clear now?
Better, much better.
Yeah. We have OLTP systems versus OLAP systems. We'll compare those differentiation. And we have, like, importantly, we'll discuss about the life cycle of data warehouse, DWH. And we have a concept called as fact, dimension, and we have fact tables and dimension tables. And we do have, importantly, data model concepts. Star schema and flex schema.
Yeah, I think the microphone keeps on scratching though. I'm sorry to say, I can't. As you speak, it scratches.
Now, like,
I don't know whether you have the microphone on your shirt or
no, I have a headphone actually.
Yeah, because it keeps on scratching off as you speak. I don't know, like a scratchy sound on the background.
Let me switch off the fan.
I keep on hearing it now too.
Is that better now or still the same?
Oh, I mean, it's better than this and it comes back again.
Okay.
Let's see.
Still the same. Like, let me know if you have any issues. Okay, I'll change.
All right, cool. Try to log on with my.
So we have types of facts. And
in progress.
All right, cool. I have to switch to my iPad so I can see what you're doing.
Sure. So these are the data warehouse concepts we are going to discuss about. Like, we have OLTP versus OLAP and life cycle of data warehouse. So generally we do have a concept called as fact and dimension. And importantly, the data modeling concepts like star schema and snowflake schema. So this is important. I'll showcase this practically, like how to establish the relationship between the tables. So that means, like, in general, we'll compare with database and data warehouse. So what actually data warehouse? So we'll go through those details mostly in the coming classes. I mean to say, like, once we get the confirmation on the timings. Okay.
Okay.
So, but in general, like Tableau Desktop, basically we have a license where once we install Tableau, right? So Tableau Desktop will work for 14 days, only for 14 days license. But we have an option to go for student license. This student license will work for 1 year. Okay.
Okay.
So we'll get that. So I'll try to get the student license for you. So no need to worry about that. Even for Tableau server is also for 14 days, but this student license won't work for Tableau server or Tableau online. So we'll work on these things. So I'll tell you the importance of these products. Basically, like the importance of licenses, like if we go for student license, at least we'll have a 1 year license. So we'll work for 1 year. But one of the advantages is, like, if you install multiple versions, still the one license is enough for all the versions. Like Tableau allows multiple versions. You can install multiple versions. So that's not an issue. Okay. So that's when it comes to like licensing. But basically we have the advantage of Tableau. So this is the Tableau desktop screen. Okay. So we can connect, as I said, in general, the data warehousing tool is like we can connect to multiple databases. Like we can connect to Impala databases or Oracle SQL Server, right? This is Oracle. We have a Snowflake, Teradata, Vertica database, and SAP HANA. Even we can connect to Salesforce. We have lots of database connections, MySQL, right? Microsoft SQL.
Awesome.
Even we have this Amazon Redshift cloud databases, and they have introduced additional. These are, I feel there are a few more additional database connections introduced here. So here you can see additional 16 connectors. So these are the new database connections. Okay. So in general, like whenever you're going to install Tableau, right? So Tableau has provided a sample data. Okay. So this is like as a retail domain kind of retail data. Like I mean to say the retail domain related information. So whenever you're going to install Tableau in your machine computer, so you'll get this folder called as My Tableau repository. So in the documents, you can see when you install Tableau, you'll get this particular folder by default. So when you double click, we have this data sources. And whatever the version you are going to install, right? So you can see the version name. So I have installed multiple versions, and you can see these multiple folders, but that's not an issue. Almost the same. Everything is same. We are using the same data source, sample superstore data. Let me connect to this sample superstore data. So we can say drag tables here. When you drag and drop a table, so it will showcase the information, some sample data here in the below. And we have some metadata information, the column, the column informations. Okay. So here, this is the metadata. So for now, let's put aside, the field name and the remote field name, or if we have any calculations, you can see that information here. But this is a sample data. Okay. This is sample data. And if you want to establish relationship between multiple tables, let's say we have orders table, and if you want to establish a relationship between orders and people table. So we can drag and drop, and by default we are getting this link, right? I mean to say, we have in detail information, like we have to discuss what is actually live and what is extract. But when you click on this, basically we have this join between orders table and people's table. Okay. So when you mouse over, you can see here the related fields. Region is a common column. Okay. But in general, in general, so yeah, the editor, you can see here region. In orders table we have a region, and in people's table we do have a region. So because of the common key column, we are able to get this particular relationship. Okay, so anyhow, we'll discuss on this. Let me remove this table. So let's go back to sheet. So the advantage of Tableau is like we can create a worksheet or a kind of a single individual report. Okay, worksheet or a dashboard and a story. So most of the part we are going to create dashboards. Okay, rarely we are going to use stories, but let's see the advantage of Tableau. So when you connect to any of the databases, generally we just connected to Excel, but when you connect to any of the databases, based on the data, it identifies the data type. Okay, let's say if we have this order date, right? So we have order date, and that we have when you double click, or let's check the order date. Okay, you can even type in. So why I'm typing in the sense, let me showcase this. So when you place this order date into rows, you can see the date format, right? So because Tableau identifies that, okay, order date is a date field, it identifies that the data type is date. Okay, and state is a geographical data. Okay, state is a geographical data. So when you load this kind of information, the state information, right? So so this is a geography, like Tableau identifies this as a geographical role state, correct? So now what is the advantage of geographical data type is whenever you're going to drag and drop into here, or even you double click, okay, when you double click, this will create a map visualization, but default it's not creating any map because of let me edit the locations. So it's pointing to a fixed country, India, but let me point to the actual field. We have a country field here. You can see, right? So we have a couple of map visualizations. One is a filled map, and one is the data points or the data labels or a symbol map. Okay. So whenever you're going to drag and drop, let's say I want to display sales information into size. Based on the sales value, you can see the differentiation in the size of the bubble. You can see. So even we can also apply the color. Let's say if you want to drag and drop profit into color, so we'll get a diverging color. Let's say why we are getting this orange and blue driving or a diverging color is when you have negative values, negative profit, right? You can see for sales, for Texas, sales is positive, but profit is negative, right? Even we can write a calculation instead of going for the profit into color. Let's say I want to differentiate the maps, like the bubbles, based on some condition. Let's say we are displaying size on top of like based on sales, but I want to apply the color condition on top of profit. Even we have a same scenario for one of the I'll showcase that. So I'm writing a simple if condition. If sum of profit greater than or equal to 0, then I'll tell that this is green, else red. Profit indicated. So whatever the condition we have written, right, it's not like a green is not a code, color code. Okay, just a simple string, correct? I just use a simple text value. If sum of profit greater than 0, then green, else red. So now you can drag and drop this color condition into color. By default we are getting blue and orange, correct?
Yes.
So but for green color, for the first time, one time assign you, okay, because Tableau automatically applies a default color, right? So the
Yes.
first two
Yeah.
colors, but for green, let me assign here the green. Select red, you can assign red. Or if you feel that this is not the actual color, you can even double click on green and you can provide the RGB color code. Let's say I'll go for this thicker green, or here the green color. And let's say for red color, I'll go for some dark or light red color. That's it. Now you can see. Understand, right?
Yep.
So now in the presentation mode, yes, now you can see. So we have a red, I mean to say, like we have the sales information and the color code. Even if you want to display profit in the tooltip, not on top of the graph, but when you mouse over, you can see profit and sales information. So for California, it is profit is 76K, sales is 4.
You could also insert it in the same color.
Same
on the profit. No, on the AGG profit indicator. I'm seeing that when you highlight on that California, it still shows you the profit and also the sales as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
So
what
we
I'm
can
saying.
showcase
Okay.
in, yes.
Yeah.
So this is one of the advantage with the data type, like I mean the geographical data. Even you can create a filler map as well. Let's say I'll go through the same. So click on this. Even you can create this filler map. So instead of showcasing the bubble, so you can drag and drop state name, or sorry, state name into label. That's it. Understand, right? So the difference here is like we are showcasing based on some value, we are highlighting those symbols or some bubble. But here we are showcasing the area with a different color, the filled map. And let's say we have like subcategory wise sales or profit, subcategory wise profit. I think the animation is on. Default it is on. So let me off this. I'll tell you what is the advantage of animation. And you have this different visualizations. Let's say I want to create a bar graph, and you can go for the entire view. Even you can sort. So now let's say even you have this color condition, right? Initially we returned the if profit greater than 0, I want to apply in green color, else red in color, right? So we return the same calculation. We can also apply the same functionality, like same condition for this particular report, so that initially we assigned green and red, right? So similar to that, when you drag and drop profit indicator into color, you can see if the value greater than 0, it is green, else red. Got it?
Yeah.
So this is one of the advantage. Like still we have a lot of visualizations. Like this is one of the example, okay? And even you can, let's say we have a region wise, some segment wise, or some region wise, segment wise sales, right? So we have different visualizations, like a side by side bar graph or a heat map or a bubble grid, right? So but in general, like I'll create a, let's go for a bubble chart. and I'm creating a custom visualization. Okay, so this is kind of a combination. So this I just created some combinations, one attribute, I mean one dimension in columns and one dimension in rows, and based on the value you can see the size of the bubble, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So we applied color based on, I mean default we got this segment into color, but let's say I will use profit into color or sales into color, so that you can see the diverging, right? So you can see the diverging color. So higher the value, you can see the thicker in darker in
Color.
blue. Yeah, thicker in color. Something like that. So we can create some custom visualizations. Even we can go for the line graphs. Let's say I want to go for some trend line. So one more point here is like when you look into this data, order date, right? When you double click, we are getting year of order date. Okay, you can select year of order date. So default Tableau provides this drilling functionality, and we are getting year of higher level, year of order date. So even we can drill down. So we are getting year wise, I mean we are getting year wise sales or year wise profit. Well, let me create a line graph. So when you double click, now you can see year wise, quarter wise profit. When I mean double click or just click on this plus symbol, I can see we have month wise, monthly profit. Got it? So we can create kind of multiple or different visualizations, not only a bar graph, line graph, trend lines. We have a lot of other functionalities as well. So, but the advantage is like we can go for a drill down, and let's say I want to go for like region wise. When you drag and drop region into color, so it is segregating across a particular region wise sales. Correct?
Yep.
Okay. So we can differentiate. Let's say if you want to create an area map, right? So even you can come back to here and you can showcase the area visualization, area map. So this is the advantage. Even from marks card, we can do these changes actually. So that's the advantage here in Tableau. Okay. So one more point is like, as I said, there are a lot of calculations, there are a lot of concepts, but in general, let's say one of the advantage in Tableau is like, let's say if we have a lot of records, like close to we have 1800 plus records, 1800 rows. And when you create a bubble bubble chart, right? So whenever you are going to mouse over, right? When you mouse over, you can see the tooltip, or let's go back to tooltip. So let me highlight this sales information and let me increase the size of the text. So whenever you're going to mouse over, you can see the numbers are changing, right? I mean, what I mean to say is, if you move the cursor very fast, even if it is very fast, even the Tableau, it's identify the proper product name and the sales information. So I mean, the Tableau tooltip is very fast. And you can on the fly, you can apply filter, you can select, you can see keep only, right? You can some set of products and you can apply the filter condition. Okay.
That's nice.
Even you can type in, one of the advantages, like even you can type in, instead of drag and drop, you can type in, let's say subcategory wise, some region wise, some sales information. Let me type in here, sales. So default, it's creating a bar graph, correct? So I just typed in, and you can even drag and drop region into color to differentiate these. I mean, 4 different region wise bar graphs, right? So we can differentiate region into different color. So this is one thing. Like, I mean, we can create a lot of visualizations. We can play with actually this kind of tools like Tableau. So that's a flexibility we do have. So let me create a dashboard so that you'll understand the advantage of user-friendly user interactivity what is the advantage of Tableau. So to create a dashboard, the input is, or the requirement is like, the input, I mean, we cannot build any of the reports straight away in dashboard. So we have to create sheets initially, and based on the sheets, right, we are going to create a dashboard. Okay, let's say I can drag and drop a sheet here in the dashboard. And let me, so you can drag and drop all this required sheet. Let's say I'm going to drop here one more sheet here. Let's drop here.
Oh, that's nice. Like you could actually put multiple sheets into the
Yeah,
what's the dashboard?
that's true. So we can add multiple sheets into the dashboard, and we can do a lot of formatting here. So I'm just hiding the title, but because of some better visualization of those numbers, I mean the graphs. But even you can, so let me clear all this.
Okay.
Okay, so in presentation mode, right, you can see. So whatever we created individually, we are showcasing all this in one single page. That is called, we called as dashboard. But what is the advantage of the dashboard is interactivity. Let's say if a particular user wants to see the California related information of subcategory related information, right? So let's say when you click on California, I want to see the California related information in all other sheets.
Gotcha.
Right. So one of the flexibility, the shortcut is like you can select the sheet and you have an option called as use as a filter. But we have few more options like action. That's a separate concept. So when you select, let's say whenever you're going to select California, I can see. So California belongs to West, and you can see these, the profit information and the sales information, right? Everything, right? So this information is showcasing related to California.
California, yeah.
Let's say when you click on Texas, you can see this is in red color, right? You should see like you should get most of the part in red. You can see. So this is because we applied color condition on top of profit. So when you click on Texas, you can see the results, whatever the results we are showcasing, right? These numbers are belongs to Texas. So you can see all, you can see month of order date. So everything under negative, right? So only very few in positive. So that's the reason the profit shows in negative, right? Because we are displaying this line graph based on profit. So even you can select multiple states. Let's say I'm going to select some these smaller states here. You can see you can even go for multi selection. So I mean you can select multiple states, or if you want to go for a specific state, right? So that is also going to work. Clear?
Awesome. Yes, sir.
Sorry?
Yes, I hear you.
Yeah. So I mean we can pull multiple sheets. It depends on the requirement. So even we have a lot of formatting options as well. So that is what we can create a sheet, worksheet. We can create a dashboard, and we can also go for a story. So basically 90% of the work we are going to create on like we are going to create or develop dashboards. But the advantage of stories, like let's say if you have a space constraint and if you wants to showcase some related information in one single kind of a document or dashboard, we can provide these tabs. Let's say I can pull dashboard one into this story. You have a new story point. Okay, you can see click on blank. You can give a title. For now, I'm not going to provide any title here. Let's say I'll pull this map, and I will add another tab like new blank. And I'll add one more.
So if you might, I want to ask a question. What's the difference between the story and the dashboard? Is it just the layout? That's the
Yes.
difference. Okay.
So I mean, like we can add multiple sheets or multiple dashboards into the story. So we can build a story. Like I mean to say, we can create multiple dashboards. I mean, we can create a story based on multiple dashboards. And if you provide this particular link to the user, basically they will have an access to navigate from one tab to other, right? If it is the same information or the same related information, you understand, right? So story is like collection of multiple sheets or dashboard, but dashboard is only like a collection of sheets.
Got you. Okay, that's what you're saying. So the sheets are a collection of the dashboards, while story is a collection of the dashboard, right?
Collection of dashboards or sheets.
Sheets. I get that part. Then the story is the what?
No. I mean, for dashboard, in dashboard, we can place only sheets. In dashboard, we cannot use any other dashboards. We cannot place one more dashboard into the dashboard. But in story, let's say I want to see some sales information, sales related information in one dashboard and profit related information in another dashboard. But I want to provide one link to navigate from sales and profit information dashboards. So I can provide a tab, something like I can switch from within the same story. I can navigate from one to other, right? Something like this. You understand?
Oh, story helps you to navigate to see the various.
You have multiple tabs. Yes.
You have multiple. Okay, gotcha.
So I'm adding multiple blank points. You can see here.
Yeah. I get you now.
Yeah. When you click on this presentation mode, you'll get more clarity. Now a user can switch from one tab to other straight away. Yeah.
Yep, understood.
Yeah. So this is what the functionality of Tableau. I mean, there are a lot of concepts, like we have parameters, actions, calculations. Importantly, the functions and calculations plays a major role with parameters. So we'll go through that in in very detailed sessions, like close to like 30 plus sessions. Okay. So firstly, we'll start with data warehouse. Then we'll go through the Tableau concepts. Okay.
Yep. So the first thing we're starting right now is is going to be the data warehouse.
Yes.
Okay.
You understand, right? So like the functionality of Tableau and the advantages of future. So anyhow, we are going to start data warehouse, the basics from mostly from tomorrow, day after tomorrow. I'll give a confirmation on that. So
okay.
And so also the timing. I'll create a group actually. So there are a couple of persons. So they're okay around 8:30 or 8 o'clock, or not exactly sure, not 8:30. 6:30 or 7 CST Central Time. So if that works for you, so we can plan accordingly.
So that's Central Standard Time.
Yes, CST, yes.
Okay, so that's what, 8? You say 8 or 9?
So your evening time is okay, right?
So my evening times. Oh, you're talking about 8 p.m.
Let me know, like, is that a CST or EST?
So ESP, no, not ESP. ESP is Eastern Standard Time. That is towards, I think Eastern Standard Time is it's in New York and the rest. Mine is Central. So let me look at that real quick. Hold on. Let me look at that. So
yeah.
Let me